I love social media, but I cannot deny that social media is hurting not only us, but also the planet in many ways. Social media, particularly when it comes to the beauty and skincare industries, is a humongous driving source of overconsumption, which then leads to a major increase in waste and pollution. It seems like every couple of weeks now, there is a brand new, hugely popular makeup or skincare item that influencers are raving about, and then because of all this popularity of this product, every skincare or makeup enthusiast at home then wants to get their hands on as well. Whether it be the Revlon Luster Glass Lipstick in Rum Raisin, the Milk Makeup Jelly Stain, the Drunk Elephant Bronzing Drops, and the list goes on. All of these products were the next big thing when they first launched, but how many people who bought these products are still actually using them 2 months later? After all, it'll only be a couple more weeks until the next really big product launches, and then everyone decides they need to get their hands on that. This overconsumption we see in beauty and skincare is so wasteful in so many different ways. For one, we're spending this money on products that we don't need, and usually we don't even end up finishing before they go bad, and sometimes these products can be quite expensive. And in fact, keeping up with and purchasing all these trendy items for only a short period of time can result in us spending a huge amount of money that would be better off spent elsewhere. Getting all these new products all the time also just makes us live in cluttered spaces, as it's so much easier to bring new products into our home, but when we end up with like 5 moisturizers, even though maybe we're only using 2 of them, if the moisturizer is still perfectly good, it can sometimes be hard to bring ourselves to get rid of it, especially if it's not expired, and then we just end up with a lot of waste and clutter in our house, which we don't exactly need. And most importantly, when talking about this topic, I think it is incredibly important to mention how much waste and pollution this overconsumption creates. Just in the US, 7.9 billion units of rigid plastic were created for the cosmetic industry. If the level of consumption continued at its current rate, there would be 12 billion tons of plastic in landfills, which is equivalent to 35,000 Empire State Buildings, according to Zerco.com. There's also 120 billion estimated units of packaging that are produced every year by the global cosmetics industries, most of which are not recyclable. Obviously, that is a lot of waste, and I don't even know where to begin. It's truly unfathomable to imagine 120 billion units of plastic, and that is just in the beauty industry and cosmetics. That's a lot of trash. So why do we buy all of these trendy new products even though we know we don't need them? Well, I think there are a few reasons, but I think the number one reason is FOMO, aka the fear of missing out. When we see all these people online talk about a brand new product that just launched and everyone is saying it is the greatest and latest new thing to hit the market and it is incredible and it's this and it's that, it's really easy to see the hype and want to get involved with it and see what everybody is talking about, even though maybe this product isn't all it's cracked up to be, and maybe it's not as world-changing as people online have made it out to be. I also think part of the FOMO is the trendiness of it all. It's fun and cool to stay on trend and have all the fun and cool products that everyone online is talking about at any given time. Because of course, if you want to be the cool, trendy, hip girl, you gotta have the cool, trendy, hip products to go along with it. Another huge factor that leads us to taking part in this overconsumption is actually the effect that it can have on our brains. That's right, there is a scientific reason for why we love to overconsume and purchase so much. The good feeling associated with unexpected rewards is partly why we like shopping. Maybe you weren't even thinking about buying watercolor paints, and then you read something that reminded you that you like painting, and you went online to buy yourself some watercolor paints. Even better, the watercolor paints were less expensive than you expected, and when they arrived on your doorstep the next day, they were higher quality than you thought they would be. Your brain will be drawn to repeat the behavior that got you something good and unexpected. Getting new makeup and skincare is like getting a little reward that then gives our brains dopamine and makes us feel good. This makes us then want to go out and buy more and more products, because each time we buy more, we then get a hit of dopamine and we feel good because of it. It is a brand new day, and when I started editing this video, I realized I left out a very important part of the problem with overconsumption in social media, and that is haul culture, as I like to call it. Sephora hauls, Temu hauls, Shein hauls, etc. So many people on social media buy huge amounts of product and then film themselves showing off their hauls to post it online. This really normalizes buying huge amounts of product that no one really needs, and it makes overconsumption seem like a very normal and okay part of life, when in reality, it definitely should not be an okay, normal part of life. It shouldn't be normal to buy insanely massive quantities of product. We don't need that, and especially we don't need it when you're only buying it to show it off for social media. And while going shopping and buying hauls of stuff every once in a while isn't necessarily a bad thing, when it becomes a super regular thing that you're doing, you really do start to give in to overconsumption, because there's really no reason you need to go and spend $300 at Sephora every couple of weeks. I don't know about you, but that just seems like that's way too much product, and there's no way you could ever get that much use out of products if you're buying that regularly, and so it really just becomes wasteful overconsumption. The moral of this video is really just to try to shop with intent. It's so easy to fall into the habit of following trends and therefore overconsuming, which we really don't need to do, because like I said so many times in this video, it's so wasteful. And so I think it's just very important to be mindful when making purchases, or even just thinking about making purchases, to really think, do I need this lip gloss when I have 3 lip glosses at home already? You know, just thinking about stuff like that to, make sure we're not over-consuming as much. I think it's really important. So in the end, what do you think about overconsumption within the beauty and skincare industries? Do you think it is becoming a very huge, overwhelming problem for the world realistically, or do you think it is something that only a small percentage of people within the space actually have? Let me know your thoughts down below. Also, let me know what you are personally doing to combat your own overconsumption, because me personally, I have overconsumed in the past, and I'm doing my best to try to stop that. So I'm doing my best. Let me know how you are doing your best to stop your own overconsumption, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!